Are you a first-time mom struggling to find even a moment for yourself whilst caring for your newborn? You're not alone. I've got just the solutions for you. Today I'm so excited to share some game-changing productivity hacks that have transformed my life with my baby girl Amelia. She's 2 months old now. But wait, at the end I will also share an extra 2 bonus hacks that you might find it useful. So let's get into them. So my tip number 1 is to create a to-do list the night before you go to bed. It might sound quite cheesy, but don't judge it before you try it. Every day before I go to bed, I create a to-do list on my phone for any tasks that I want to accomplish the next day. By putting all these tasks on the list, first of all, I really clear my mind, I just really reduce all the stress from the next day, and I have a clear action plan of all the things that I want to do, so it's just kind of easy to go and tackle them. It also really helps me to prioritize all the tasks in case my day doesn't go as planned, and as you know, having a newborn or a toddler, your day never goes as planned. So it's just nice to kind of be able to prioritize, and then whatever is left over, I can just move them to another day if needed to. My tip number 2 is to wake up 2 to 3 hours before your baby does. If you feel like this is not really possible because your baby doesn't sleep very well during the night, I would try to go to bed earlier and then wake up a few hours before your baby does. In that way you actually can get some time for yourself. I personally love doing this. I wake up, I have time to have a nice shower, I have a cup of coffee whilst it's still warm. I can do some other activities that I want to do. Maybe I want to catch up on some YouTube videos or watch a film, or just go into the garden and play with my dogs because they also require so much attention, and sometimes I just feel bad that I don't have much time during the day to give them. So yeah, it's just kind of a nice time to spend some time together as well. Now, my tip number 3. I have a bouncer that I'm a big advocate for, and my tip is to utilize that bouncer whilst you're doing your other chores around the house, and at the same time you can interact with your baby. So hear me out. I love doing this with my baby girl Amelia because we still can spend time together whilst I have some time to do some light chores. Those kind of chores like cooking or doing a laundry, something that I can just stay in the same place and I don't have to move around the house. So I put her in it, and then I just talk to her. So if I cook something for dinner, I would just show her the products. I would tell her what the products are, what we're cooking, what we're gonna have when daddy comes back. If I do laundry, I speak to her about where she's gonna go with that kind of outfit, and at the same time I can just fold them. So yeah, it's just kind of a nice way of still interacting with your baby but also having time to do those light chores. My tip number 4 is to use your baby's nap time. When my baby's asleep, I usually pick one of the tasks that I've added to my list the night before, and the task should be something that I would not normally be able to do when my baby is up. So I really just focus on that task because I have uninterrupted time. If I finish the task earlier and Amelia is still asleep, I like to take some time to relax and recharge because moms, we really need that. Tip number 5, simplify your household chores. The way I like to do that is to group my tasks into the tasks that I can actually complete in the same place. If I have to do dishes, clean the kitchen sink, and then clean the fridge, for example, because I made that list the night before, I know that all these tasks will need to be done, and it's just kind of easy for me to see them and then group them together. And then when I have a spare moment, I just go to that one place and then I just tackle all those tasks that are in the same location. So in that way, it just really helps you again to save time rather than going from one place to another place and just kind of wasting your time in this way. My tip number 6 is to create a routine. Hold on. So it might sound that it's completely impossible to do, especially if you have a newborn. I guess if you have a toddler as well. I'm not experienced in that field yet, but I'm sure that that's the case. When Amelia turned 2.5 weeks old, I've started noticing a pattern of when she wants to be fed or when she wants to go to sleep. Even though every day is not exactly the same, I now have kind of a loose schedule of when the things will happen. Remember, routines are very good not only for us moms, but also for our babies as well. It helps them to sleep and feed better. It also makes them a bit less fussy, as well as they just don't cry as much because they know what to expect. And for us moms, it really helps us to manage our day more effectively and just really plan our day around our baby's needs. Tip number 7 is to use a timer. You're gonna love this one. So you know those days when we just feel so lazy or so tired and we just really can't be bothered to do anything? The timer can really help you to stay motivated. Let me explain. For example, you need to clean a living room. So you set a timer for 10 minutes, let's say, and you try to do as much as you can in those 10 minutes. Whatever is left over, it's left over. I can't even tell you how much you will be able to do in that short period of time. It's just something, especially if you're competitive, even though with yourself, it's just something about setting the timer really helps you to tackle those tasks much quicker. What I've noticed as well, that even if those 10 minutes are finished, because you became so motivated to complete that task, even if there are some things that's still left over to do, you're going to be able to do them very quickly after that. I've been using this hack for years, and I actually introduced this to my fiance as well. I remember when we just met, which was like now nearly 6 years ago. That was one of the methods that I kind of encouraged him to go and clean together, just to do something else together. So yeah, that method really worked. So I would really suggest trying that, not only with yourselves, but also with your partners. I also think that this is a very good way of teaching your kids a good skill. I'm definitely going to be using this in the future with Amelia when she gets a bit older. And the last tip, before the 2 bonus tips that I've promised, is to use a white noise machine during the day or a hairdryer. If you're one of those moms that you like to use a white sound machine during the night to make your baby sleep better, try to use that during the day. But if you don't have one, don't worry. Try to use a hairdryer. I do this all the time. If Amelia is asleep and she starts getting a bit more unsettled, but I know that she can really benefit from a longer nap, I grab my hairdryer and I put it on. And then this is when the magic happens. I don't know what it is, but straight away she just calms down and then she goes back to sleep. And I can just turn it off and just carry on doing what I want to do. So try this hack. I don't know if it works on every baby, but I know some of my friends have tried this as well as myself, and it always works. If you want to try that out, and let me know in the comments below if it worked. If you're still here, as promised, I'm now gonna share the 2 bonus hacks that will really help you to save some time during your day. So bonus hack number 1 is to use the online meal kit services. When I got pregnant around in the 2nd trimester, we discussed with my partner and decided to introduce Gusto into our life. Those who don't know, Gusto is something similar to HelloFresh. I think it's a bit more well known, but it's basically when you pick your recipes online, the ones that you would like to cook the following week, and then all the products are delivered to your door exactly in the quantities that you need for those recipes. So it's just very convenient, there is no mess, and it really saves you time. Since we started using it, we've loved it so much. We normally get 5 meals delivered to us every week. It's just the amount that we've decided to do. Again, depending on the company, I think you can choose anything between 3 to 5, or yeah, just check that out. For us, 5 meals is kind of a good amount. So it just takes all the pressure from you from planning, thinking of what you want to cook the next day, especially when we are so busy and we have babies, toddlers. You don't really want to spend loads of time to actually plan things ahead. We get those 5 meals and then we have another 2 days. Normally it's a weekend when we can just get something else, maybe if we want to take away or something a bit more chill. But yeah, it just works really well. So it really helps you to save time not going to the shop, as well as the cleanup is quite minimal as well. If you're interested in something like that, I would really recommend trying one of those services around your area, and I really think you will love it. Bonus tip number 2 is to download some parenting apps. I just love using different apps that can really help me to stay on track and don't require a long time to put information in it. There are loads of different apps that can help parents to track when the baby is fed, or when the baby went to sleep, or how many dirty or wet nappies you've had during that day. When you do add that information to those apps, it really helps you to, first of all, anticipate when the next feed is gonna be, when the next nap is gonna be, so you can actually plan around it a bit better. What I really like as well, like when you go to see a doctor or something, normally you get questions like that. So it's just nice to have all the information on your phone in case you ever need it. So yeah, it really helps you to plan for your baby's needs, save time for yourself, anticipate when some change might happen in your baby's routine. I personally love using the Huckleberry app. It's just very easy to use for me. It's free and it helps me to stay on top of everything. And that's it. These are all the productivity hacks that I use every single day whilst having my little baby girl Amelia. Remember, if you're at that stage that you don't want to do anything else except staying with your baby and just enjoy time together, that is completely fine. But if you're one of those moms that you would like to take your life back on track a bit, as much as possible, and you want to stay productive during your day, I really hope that all these tips that I've mentioned can help you out. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel where I share some other tips and tricks for new and expecting moms. And if you're currently at that stage that you feel like you struggle whilst you have a newborn, I did make a video recently about all the struggles that I'm experiencing whilst having a newborn, so you can check that out, and I really hope that helps as well. And then I'll see you in the next video. Bye!